Hey fellow YouTubers, William here, aka Big Bastard, and as you may have noticed the title of this video, the YouTube Revolution, I'm going to talk about what that's about, but that has a lot to do with what my rant video was about earlier, one I had actually filmed about a week and a half ago, and I sat on it waiting for YouTube to make the right decision, and I haven't heard jack shit back from them, so I went ahead and fired off with that, but I'm going to be a little more reflective in this one and kind of address some of the potential ramifications of this new system that YouTube is implementing. Okay, so I want to get some things out here first to give a context of what I'm talking about. Obviously, you know about the 10K minimum. Now, I had called out guys like Boogie and a few others, and I actually have to apologize to Boogie, and I did do that on his one of his videos related to it. He made two videos. Now, at the time, both these videos were after I had filmed mine, and I believe that the one was uploaded about the same time, and the other was uploaded later. At any rate, he's obviously not doing this because of my video. I'm pretty sure he hasn't seen it. But, you know about the 10,000 deal if you watch my other video. If you haven't, go back, check it out. And basically, YouTube's requiring channels to have 10,000 views to be monetized, including those of us who had been monetized before, fit the criteria for being monetized before. All that's fucking stripped away. That was what my tantrum rant was about, because, you know, I had been monetized, and then all that was fucking stripped away from me. Okay? But apparently this is bigger than even I thought it was, because I stumbled across one video that was talking about big YouTubers having issues with the newer rules, because apparently videos are being not allowed to be monetized because of vague community guidelines. Okay, and that's important because we'll come back to that point in a minute. And from what Boogie was saying on his video, there's a bunch of things incorporated with this, but there's certain things that are screwing the smaller YouTube creators like me, and there's certain things that are going to screw the bigger YouTube creators. And apparently there's 10,000 people being brought into Google and YouTube to manually view videos. But from what looking for offensive content and shit, but what I'm understanding is that's geared towards the higher viewed, higher rated videos, and primarily for the top 1% YouTube grossers, so that it's not going to affect them, but it's not going to affect us so much. And I do want to draw on that point in a minute. But it's presumably, this is YouTube's story, it's presumably with the idea of making YouTube more responsible, making YouTube content creators more responsible, and making sure that we don't have any more Logan Paul incidents. And I already piped off on that, so if you haven't seen that, if this is a first video you're stumbling on of mine, go check that out, go check out the 10K, and then come back and I'll unwind the rest of it for you. So what I want to focus on is not only how this affects the smaller YouTube creators, but what we're looking at, our situation, where we're going from here for us. Now, one of the things that you can pretty much, I hate to say it, but you can pretty much guarantee that you're not going to get any revenue from YouTube. I mean, unless somehow you manage to build your way and claw your way into that top 1% grossing or anywhere close, you ain't gonna get jack shit from YouTube. That's point one. Now, point two is YouTube is using these community guidelines bullshit to hamstring those larger numbers from saying anything potentially controversial. It's not just, Boogie had been talking about those things that were absolutely unquestionable should not be allowed, and those things that, it depends on person taste whether it's offensive or not. Okay? The bigger users are going to be sanctioned on that. We're not going to be sanctioned as much. And here's what I mean by that. The bigger users are going to be hit with those 10,000 manual viewers looking for additional offensive stuff not caught in the automated system. And us, we're just going to have to worry about the automated system and getting through that, which pretty much is what we do day to day anyway. Now, what's this mean for us? Well, if you're like me, it means that not only are you going to basically do what you've been doing, and what I mean by that is everybody's seen my videos, they know how much I swear, they know how I like to broach controversial topics, they know that I have no qualms about speaking my mind, okay? That would change if I was in the top earners, because I could be demonetized for that if I was in the top earners. But I ain't earning shit from YouTube. So now I'm in a position where not only can I do what I've been doing, but I can push the envelope. I mean, if I wanted to be an asshole, I would really not only push the envelope, but break it, and see just how far I could push YouTube. Say the most ridiculous things, the most offensive things, just trying to get views for my channel. I won't do that. I think there is an element of personal accountability. I think that whenever you go to make your thoughts public, you do have to a certain amount of filter. I'm known as one of the most unfiltered people around. I mean, in one of my classes last semester, I literally told the teacher off. I'm sorry, she had it coming, but that's neither here nor here now. But what I'm saying is, and this isn't just saying for you to go out and do this to get views, but what I'm saying is we're not restricted like they are. So we not only can we put out edgy content, but we can push the envelope, and we can even see how far that we're willing to go to not only get views, but to get our point across. Because let's face it, each and every single one of us is in some way a unique personality. I've never seen two YouTubers that are exactly alike. Even you take me and Boogie. We have much of the same problems in a lot of ways. But in other ways, we are very much different. And it's funny because in many ways, we even look alike. I mean, when my beard grows out, it gets this scraggly, wiry white in it. And I wear glasses, and facially, and with our hair, our eyebrows, and everything, we're very similar looking. But yet, his content is far different than mine. Mine is primarily used as a journal, and in many ways this is how he started out, and then certain elements he began adding certain diversification elements, like creating his Francis character, talking about weight loss, but also incorporating things like Magic the Gathering and video game reviews and all those cons that he goes to. And me, I've been more focused, one, on vaping, 2, on miscellaneous entertainment, and 3, on my weight. So, while we're on parallel paths, our paths are not so similar that they are totally convergent. Now, this flexibility allows us YouTubers that are on the smaller scale to literally, in my mind, to literally create a YouTube revolution, because we are not bound I don't want to say we're not bound by the rules. Clearly, we're bound by the rules. But people, the enforcement on our channels, the enforcement on our videos is going to be much, much less and less severe than the other. In fact, I think the only thing we really got to worry about is copyright flags. And I mean, there's no way that you should even have to worry about that, because like my Alien Covenant review video, I got it approved. It got demonetized, but I got it approved. So I can literally push out, I know now that not being monetized, I can push out elements that fall under the fair use category and not be punished for that or worry about copyright strikes or shit like that. And since I'm not making revenue, it really doesn't matter if they demonetize me or not, so to speak, because I already am. So we have a chance to actually push the inner workings of YouTube to the edge and maybe even go over the edge. And when I say that, I'm not talking about in terms of content. I'm talking about in terms of personality, in terms of what we represent, and basically be that underground movement that YouTube kind of needs at the moment to get out of this stale, stuck in mud, corporate litigationist bullshit that YouTube's been enforcing hand over fist. And so, if you're a small content creator, I want you to really think about who you are, what your message is, why you came to YouTube, what you have to offer YouTube, and then see how you can take those elements and literally push yourself to the edge or over the edge. Not in the name of making money, not in the name of being controversial, but in the name of being who you are, without restriction, without inhibition, other than, and frankly, you should not be looking to do shit that's offensive to people to the degree that, while I accuse people and things of being too politically correct, let's be honest here, okay? YouTube, among the many things it is, YouTube is, for one thing, a community. And has a community, you can look at what YouTube can sanction, okay? But YouTube is running on a legalistic system that in the real world we would refer to those as laws. YouTube deals in laws, okay? Their rules are based in a code of laws, if you will. And I know if you speak legalistically, clearly it's not laws per se. But for the YouTube channel, that is their laws, that is their rules. Now, the community imposes its own kind of law, but it's a little different. And these are, as we learn in sociology, what's called mores. And mores are not legal laws, but they are laws that a consensus of people have come together and decided that these laws benefit that society. And so, if you see someone getting on their YouTube channel and just throwing, say, racist epithets around just for the sake of throwing them around, then that, in most people's eyes, not only is it against YouTube's laws, but it is against the mores of the YouTube community. And it's really against the mores of society at large. Almost any society, really. Now, that said, I think there needs to be some common sense and context applied. So, for example, there was a Twitch gamer who had lost his account because he had gotten so frustrated they threw out the N-word. Well, contextually, he's saying that in a fit of anger, and I want you to listen closely. before you cast any judgment on what I'm saying here. He's saying that in a fit of anger. He's used it more as a curse word. He's not directing it at any personality. Okay? Now, whatever your look, your view on people's habits for swearing, I think it needs to be understood that certain words, when used as swear words and not directed at someone, is I won't say it's harmless. You know, words always evoke some sort of feeling or that, even though, as I said in the other video, I was taught sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. Okay, words do have a psychological ramification for a lot of people. So it's not harmless, but it's not like you're killing somebody, basically, you know. And so I want people to understand this. There's common sense required. There's context required. YouTube lacks a large amount of both. And hopefully the community, which with the Logan Paul incident, I'm saying the community reacted in a way that makes me wonder if they have any sense of context or that. Now, I'm not saying Logan Paul should not have been condemned, but I'm saying to try to fucking destroy the guy's account, and I address that all, and the other is bullshit. But we, smaller YouTubes, have the chance to go there, okay? And with less worry about the YouTube police busting down our doors and kicking us in the teeth. So I'm encouraging every small YouTube content creator that watches this to really think about these, not only these points I made, but the questions that I said you should be asking yourself. The idea of who am I? What is it I want to represent on YouTube? Why did I come to YouTube? I want you to really soak and marinate these ideas, because some of us, we're not directionalists. We've got an idea of where we're going. Like me, this is a personal journal. I also use it as a platform to communicate to people about things that I generally, couldn't communicate to other but a handful of people in my town. Because in my town I have to be in a vicinity with a person to be able to communicate these ideas, or by phone. But YouTube gives you a large, vast audience, and you are able to exchange and communicate ideas that are out of the norm. Exchange and communicate ideas that certain people might find offensive or just turn them off, And you're able to do that with a measure of freedom that the bigger channels are now losing. And the only thing you're losing is time. Because likely you're not monetized. And if you were monetized, you're obviously not monetized anymore, which is unfair, which is bullshit. I agree with Boogie that YouTube should consider and have a clause to grandfather in those who were monetized. Of course, I'm making that argument because I was monetized myself. And I think it is really a kick to the teeth, another kick to the teeth from YouTube to those people who made YouTube what it is. I think it is bullshit when you are a member in good standing and you were monetized to have that stripped away. But think not now of what you lost, but think of what you can do with what you have. And that's my encouragement to the small YouTube creators, content creators. Don't give up. Don't despair unless this was something that was just a small hobby and you really didn't care either way. But, if you were coming here and looking just to make big bucks, and that was the only reason you were doing it. You guys can, in the first case, I would hope that you would still continue to do that without, obviously you weren't expecting reward before, you're probably less so now. And I would hope that you would take some of this advice in just keeping your hobby going. And for the second part, you really don't need to be here. People, the YouTube community when I started out was a bunch of people doing what I'm doing now, communicating ideas, and from all walks of life, from all socioeconomic status. And I want to see YouTube brought back to that community standard. That idea of, what we are. And I don't want YouTube to ruin it by taking away the rewards that had been granted to us previously. YouTube's going to fuck us over every chance they get. YouTube's going to pretty much tell all us small content creators, get the fuck off our site. We don't want you anymore. I'm hoping you are like me and being the ones that aren't going to go anywhere. You are like me and being the ones who's going to dig our heels in and say, no, this is my YouTube. This is what I want to discuss. And so to those of you small content creators, just hang in there and look at what I had said and the questions that you should be asking, and hopefully that gives you some direction and guidance. To the viewers who are not content creators, to the viewers who have stuck with me through thick and thin, no matter whether I'm churning videos out every 100 every week, or, which I've never done obviously, or not churning them out for months and months in a row, thank you very much. It is very special to share my life with you. And to everybody else who is just joining me for whatever reason, whether you're just casually viewing this video off of a chance hit or whatever, thank you for viewing, especially if you've gotten this far. Thank you for viewing, and I hope that you like and subscribe if you so desire. And other than that, this is Big Bastard signing out. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.